The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
About 2 months ago, I had somebody at my table, and it was his first time there. And this guy, we'll call him John. He's a paramedic. And we introduced the concept of Hashgacha Pratis, and it came his turn to share a story of Hashgacha Pratis. And he says to all of us, there was about 20 people on the table, he says, I'm a paramedic, and I got a call about a patient. A patient, somebody who was in his 20s, that's what they described it. It was a young man in his 20s. He was in respiratory distress, having a difficult time breathing. So we got the call, and in our ambulance, we made our way over. He said by the time we got to the patient, he was already in cardiac arrest. We got there, we did CPR, we gave him the meds, we gave him oxygen to get his heart pumping again. He said nothing was working. So we put him in the ambulance and we rushed him to the hospital. He said in the hospital, there's a special room, it's called a resuscitation room. And he said we were working on the guy. He said at that point, it had already been 55 minutes from the time we got the call till that point that we were in the resuscitation room working with him. It had been 55 minutes. This guy had no pulse. They had been working on him. Now again, keep in mind, they're still pumping his own blood. They're still pumping, but himself, he wasn't doing it himself. He said they're in this resuscitation room. He said the doctors, the ambulance, EMTs, were all working on the guy. And the doctor was about to call it. Meaning the doctor was about to say, just guys, stop. But before he did that, he says, why don't you call the mom in? Call the boy's mom in and, let her say goodbye. But keep working on the guy. You don't want to show him that we're giving up. So they continue, doing compressions on his chest. And the mother walks in. Again, this guy John is sitting at our table and he's telling us this story. He said the mother walks in, we all continue doing compressions. She walks up to her son and she takes his hand and she leans over next to his ear and she starts singing. And she's singing into his ear. And John told me that, he said everybody was silent because you could not hear a thing in the room except for this mother singing to her son. And he said, we were all watching when all of a sudden his pulse, beep, 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 started up again. John told me, he said, I looked around the room. He said there wasn't a dry eye in the room. Every doctor and every paramedic was crying. I share this story with you because how often in life do we think it's too late? It's too late. It's already been 55 minutes. It's already been 55 years. It's already been 20 years. It's already been 80 years. How often in life do we want to give up because we feel like it's too late? And we begin to say to ourselves, I should have spent more time with the kids. I should have been a more patient mother. I should have been a better husband. I should have worked on my marriage. I should have put in more work. I should have been more patient. I should have maximized my time and worked harder and learned more. I should have pushed myself more. I should have stepped outside my comfort zone and done things that scared me in life. I should have done more. And those times when our lives, when we look back and we go, I should have, and we're really feeling in our heart of hearts that too much time has gone by and I just give up. I give up hope. I give up. I can't get that time back. I've wasted too much time in my life. And that's the feeling that we have. And so we can't get that back. I want to throw in the towel. And that's when Hashem says to us, look up at the sky. Look up at the sky. Look up every single Rosh Chodesh. Look up every single day of your life, every night. And watch the moon wax and wane. Watch the moon fall behind season after season after season. But then watch it come back with an Iber year. Watch it come back when it comes to a leap year. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Almighty, wants from us. He wants us to never, ever, ever think in our life, it's too late, I'm too far gone, I can't do it, it's impossible. He never, ever wants us to give up hope. The Almighty doesn't want Yush. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want us giving up hope.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org